Gene Muller founded Flying Fish Brewing Company online back in 1995. This was before the internet was really a mainstream thing. He took advantage of its infancy, got his name out there, and the brewery soared in popularity. Flying Fish's head brewer, Barry, started off as a backyard brewer, but quickly made the jump to professional, starting off at New Jersey's first brew pub. There were a few stops along the way, but Barry and his brewing creativity ended up at New Jersey's largest brewery. You guys are distributed in 3 states only.
Pretty much 100 miles from where we're sitting.
Okay.
So New Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland.
That keeps you truly craft, basically. I mean, you're doing local distribution. Are you sourcing locally, or you try to source as much as possible?
It's hard to. I mean, New Jersey's not really a barley growing state or
a hop
hops.
state.
But everything else, we try to get what we can locally.
Okay. So in terms of total production for the brewery, what are you guys turning out per year?
This year we should probably turn out around 29,000 barrels. Packaged barrels.
That's a lot.
Not brewed. So we've really kept a conservative distribution, kind of like the new Glarus approach.
Sure.
Fresh beer, consumers are happy. We can have the interaction if something is like, if a beer has sat on the shelf too long, we can at least engage our customer and kind of make things right.
Sure.
On a personal level.
Quality control.
True.
Yeah?
Good job. It's a good place to be.
What does that mean?
So pretty much my job, I'm tasked with making sure our beer from raw product to finished product is up to par for our standards.
So you go from start to finish?
Correct. We analyze raw grain, yeast, when it first ships in, processes of fermentation, filtration, bright beer. Tasting is always a great part of the job.
There you go.
So we'll taste every beer before we package, whether it be bottling or kegging.
Okay.
And then we also do post-packaging testing, whether it be plating out for bacteria, yeast, and then we also have a PCR analyzer, so we can run samples and actually identify if we do have any problems, what it actually is and where we can locate
way
it.
ahead of time.
Correct. And then we got a couple beers that we are just force aging to see how the shelf life stability will be in a couple.
And what's the aging ratio there?
So in the incubator, we're about 33 degrees Celsius, so around 95, 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
I'm from Jersey. You're good.
So we'll force age it, so a week in the incubator is about 1 month out on the shelf.
Okay, cool.
So about 5 weeks out, most of our beers are 5-month shelf life from date of packaging. So we'll go ahead and we'll chill those down, drink them, and then we'll see approximately what our beer is going to taste like.
So you have to drink them?
We have to drink them. They force us.
Well, you have to try it all.
Yeah.
If you don't try it all, then how do you know what,
That's R&D.
That's your job. that's good R&D.
I'm a professional, that's my R&D for brewing.
Now, what do you guys test on here? What kind of system? You brewing 10 barrel or?
50 barrels.
50 barrels. That's your test batch?
That's our test batches.
What are you guys packaging per day in terms of bottle? Like, what are you churning out?
Normally, bottling-wise, we can do anywhere from 1,000 to 1,800 cases, depending on whether we package everything in bottles or whether we put some in draft.
That's per day?
That's per day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
So per year, you're doing?
We'll roughly do around 200,000 cases or so.
Flying Fish is churning out a wide variety of beers and racking up awards across the board. I sat down with Barry for a guided tasting tour of some of their well-balanced brews.
This is our farmhouse. Acidulated malt, pale malts, and a saison yeast. So it's going to have a little bit of that
A little peppery,
lemony, a little bit of the kind of a musty kind of basement kind of texture from the yeast. Farmhouse. We use Styrian Goldings, so it adds a little bit of spiciness to kind of match up with the lemon pepper kind of flavor.
Yeah.
Plays off each other. I think it really...
Not as tart as like a straight saison, but...
No.
Yeah, it's nice and smooth.
Just nice, drinkable. The concept was just some kind of a summer beer that I can enjoy a few of and still play with my daughter.
This is mowing the lawn beer.
Yes.
Now, what's your go-to Flying Fish?
My go-to flying fish is hop fish. This is our hop fish. We actually won a bronze at the World Beer Cup in 2014, and we got a gold medal at GABF for English Style Pale Ale for this beer. So I'm pretty proud of this beer.
Now, this is the most decorated brewery in New Jersey, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what's interesting is that most of the medals came in the last few years. For the longest time, either we didn't have the money to enter or the inclination or whatever. And then, once we started entering, it's like, oh wow, we're pretty good at this.
But you just kind of snuck under the radar for
We
15
just wanted
years.
to do our own thing. And, we knew that we were brewing good beer and our customers gave us good feedback. So we didn't really go for that.
Beer's floral, has a nice hop overtone, has a nice mid-range hop flavor, where it's not unobtrusive. It doesn't get in the way with if you're eating a steak, a burger. It's my pub ale for me. It's the beer I could sit at the corner, watch the game, or at home, and really enjoy a few of them.
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable. Doesn't have that real bitterness back here, or
No. Redfish.
Redfish.
This is our American style red ale. Nice hop bitterness. It has the 3 C's, Cascade, Chinook, and Centennial as the aroma hops. It's a nice beer. We use German malts, give it the color, the red color, and it's a very interesting beer. I love it on draft. One of my favorite draft beers from Flying Fish.
yeah, a little more malty.
A little more malty, a little bit more to grab onto, and a little bit of hops to back up that malt on the backside.
This is like a pub beer.
This is even more of a pub beer, but a alternate choice. So if you're not malt driven, the Hopfish is your go-to beer. If you want a more malty, substantial beer, you go for the
There it
Redfish.
is. Last in line. What do we got?
Exit 16, double IPA. Lots of hops, Simcoe, Citra, Warrior, and
Don't hear that one too often. Do you lose that kind of backyard mentality, or do you still hold
No.
on to that? You still have that
you still have that with the creation of your recipes. The other side of it is the artistry of creation is backed up by the science. How can I pull it off and be successful?
super light.
Super light.
Super
and
light
drinkable.
for a double IPA.
And at 8%, sometimes a problem in the
Sneaks
glass.
up behind you.
Yeah,
Kinda
that's
just
why.
knocks you in the back of the head.
Yeah, I usually have 1 or 2 in a day. Usually the bookends. It's starting with it and ending with it.
I like it.
And then I fill in the middle with others.
With these, because the goal is to be able to reproduce it over and over again and
It's-
have it taste like we said.
It's kind of like a movie. I want to see the same movie over and over again if I'm a big fan of it. I want to see Star Wars. I want to see Han Solo shoot Greedo. I don't want to see Greedo shoot first. So I don't want to disappoint my customer. They're expecting, an outcome, and I have to aim
your job to
please it.
deliver.
Yeah, we're a production brewery. We're a production brewery with the philosophy of consistency and balance. So I have to fulfill that role. Every beer that goes out our door is our resume, and it may be my last job,
So,
and I treat it that way.
it's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Keeps you honest, probably.
I have to be on my toes.
Cool.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thanks. If you're anywhere near South Jersey, you'd best make your way over to Flying Fish. They've proven time and time again that they're a top contender.